The Louisville locker room is now open.
That was obviously a heartbreaking loss for us, but you know, when you give your best, you can never be that disappointed. And I felt like our guys really did give their best. Not everyone played their best, but to be on a back-to-back night against a ranked team that beat us 5 days earlier, and for us to go up 15, and had a lot of momentum, and we're playing well, and knew they, you know, good teams with those guards are gonna make a run, and we withheld it. They took the lead. We came back, tied it up, and actually got the stop to give ourselves a chance, or probably go overtime. But obviously, they made a heck of a play there at the end. I was trying to get a timeout, but it was probably too late. And you know, had a good win for them.
Questions first for the players. First question, front row.
Yeah, for both of the players, Mike Barber, Bay Area Media Group. Coach mentioned how not competitive this matchup was 5 days ago. What changed today? What did you guys do better to make this such a tight game?
Took care of the ball a little bit better, rebounded better, made shots. We shot 30% from the field last time. This time we didn't. And also when you're in a tournament where it's either you win or you go home, there's a little bit more to it. And on top of that, I believe our win from yesterday gave us some kind of good mojo. Yeah, I think that's what was the major difference. Yeah.
Yeah, feel the same way. You know, obviously in this situation, like Max said, it's win or go home. So I feel like we all try to give it our all. And that last loss, it hurt us bad. So we definitely try to get them back today. We fell short, but it's all right. We'll keep going.
Front row.
For both players, you guys go down 8 points after Maxime fouls out in the closing minutes and then tie it up. Can you talk about the resolve to get it back even?
We go up 15 when I'm off the court at first, and then we go down 8 when I foul out. So I think they did an amazing job in the first part of this thing. And then obviously, Neil learned from that, not foul out. Like, I mean, that last screen is just ridiculous. Like, I shouldn't have done that. But on top of that, we did go down, but I think that showed a ton of resilience from the guys. Chiz 2+1 at the end. I believe Benny made a shot. He made a shot. Like,
Big shot.
Everybody made shots, right? So, yeah, it's a game of runs, right? Like, we went up 15. They came back. We came back. That's what it is. That's what basketball is. We always try to get as many kills as possible. A kill is 3 stops in a row, and I believe we did that at the end, except the very last possession, but it's part of the game as well.
Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. This was your first year in the ACC. What did you learn your first year playing in this conference?
For myself, I learned a lot, you know. I mean, I could go on and on about things that I learned. Obviously, people try to say that we got a hard kind of deal with the travel and stuff like that, but, you know, we didn't really let that faze us. And we didn't even focus on like the negative things or the negative things people said about us and stuff like that. We just try to stay together. You know, before the season, you know, nobody really believed in us and stuff like that. So we just try to play with a chip on our shoulder every night. So yeah, I learned a lot, and I'm proud of what we got done.
Yeah, I mean, double down on what he says. Maturing, everybody. You know, keeping the outside noise outside. Learning how to take better care of your body when you have like those long travels. But coach always says that like that's what we signed up for. We're happy to play in like one of the best conferences in the country. Grateful to spend more and more time with the guys, even if that means we have longer plane rides. We're in an amazing position. I mean, we're athletes, literally getting paid to do what we love. There's no reason for us to complain. And on top of that, these kind of games against top-ranked team in the country definitely teach us how to be better basketball players, better teammates, and better competitors.
Front left.
Yeah, for both the players, just tell me what you saw on that final shot when Chucky got the steal. Obviously, Maxime, you're looking from the bench, and Oziyah from the court. What did you guys see on that play?
For myself, you know, I was guarding the top of the key, the first initial shot. So I was just thinking not to foul and get a high hand in a great contest. And then, I mean, I just seen, obviously Chucky get the rebound and shoot that shot, but yeah, that's what I seen.
Maxime and Oziyah, this is the end of the road for you guys here in Charlotte, but you might have the opportunity to play more basketball in a tournament. What would that mean for you guys to continue your season?
Once again, I think for Oziyah it's going to be a little bit different, but for me it's just, continue this legacy I've had for 4 years at Stanford. It's our first 20-season win since I've been here. Trying to extend it a little bit and set the foundation for what is to come. For all the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, obviously, for Coach Smith, for the entire staff, for the university as a whole. And once again, we're competitors. We love what we do. And if you can play as much basketball as you can with your boys and go on the road or do it at home, it's always a blessing. So I hope we're all going to embrace it the right way.
Yeah, for myself, I feel the same way. No matter how many games or what tournament we're playing in next, if we got another game, we're going to come back and give it our all. So no matter where we're playing, we're going to do the same thing we do every night, come out and compete. So, yeah.
Any other questions for the players?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, questions for Coach?
Coach Mike Barber, Bay Area Media Group. What did you see on that final shot? You mentioned that you were trying to call timeout. Did you think you guys had it possessed long enough for that?
I just saw it was a tussle. I thought Chisholm made a big-time play. Or I thought he got both hands on a rebound. I could see there was traffic, and I was just thinking stop the play. And there was time, and I think Chisholm was trying to – I don't even know. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe outlet it or maybe – I have no idea. But the guy made a shot. Pretty impressive.
Coach, your defensive effort, particularly in the first half, you held them, for a long stretch without points, number of steals. Can you talk about the activity that they came out with today?
No, it was great. I thought, like I said, we did a good job. Back up on my Bay Area guy. Actually, we did compete pretty well last time, 5 days ago. They were a lot better than us, but we actually did some things that we pulled out of that game that gave us a little confidence this game. We were bad offensively, really bad at their place, and that had a lot to do with them. But our defense, were able to we had them discombobulated a little bit, but they're just relentless, and it was just hard to stay there with them. And we turned them over some. We had them mixed up a little bit, and eventually they just started driving us one-on-one a little, and in the middle of the floor, and we couldn't quite sustain it.
Back of the room.
Coach, it was your first year at Stanford, Stanford's first year in the ACC. What were your thoughts on your first year at both?
I love it. It's a basketball first conference. Can I say that? I know football is a big deal, but just the atmospheres, even the how much people care about the ACC tournament, this being the original. It's just an honor to be associated with it, and some of the venues we played in. And it's been, I told our guys, like I said, we get to do this. It's awesome. We get to be a part of this. And I also described them as astronauts. I said we're kind of the first ones out here journeying into space and figuring this thing out. And I'm sure there'll be things that we'll take away that practices will do better. But and everyone makes a big deal about our record in the Eastern time. We played well tonight, and I don't think it's as big a deal as they make it out to be. It's pretty fun.
You heard Maxime mention the run that your team went on when he was on the bench initially, but how big a factor was the foul trouble that he got in, the third one early? How much did that impact?
It was big. It was big, and then he's playing a little tentatively there. And I was in a big play, drove baseline twice. I thought once he got fouled, but no call, and they turned and converted. Another time he tried to shoot a floater because they were coming over to take a charge. I said, it's okay. I mean, they don't. If you leave your feet, it's our guys still haven't adjusted. It's hard to take a charge if you were making a hard drive because you got to have your feet planted before the upward motion or something like that. I'm not a good official. Actually, I think I'm a good official. They just changed that rule. I'm not certain about it. But I wanted to play fearlessly in that situation. Like I said, for Oziyah, Ryan, Aiden, who all played really well in a big-time game, and hopefully all those guys are back. You never know in this era, but I feel good about the experience they've had, and for them to play in that way, that's something to grow with, and hopefully we get to play more after this.
Yeah, Coach. Brooks Holden from the Courier-Journal in Louisville. Could you speak to what makes Chucky Hepburn and Terrence Edwards such a dangerous duo in the backcourt?
Well, they're both we'd call six-tool players. They can dribble, pass, drive, shoot, defend, rebound. I don't know, do they rebound? Not really. 5.5. They're really well-rounded players, three-level scorers. They can really shoot it, and they can really bounce it. They can pass it. They're pretty. I think they both will be playing long after Louisville. Good players.
Coach, one more on the ACC theme. You talked about how much you've enjoyed it. Do you get a sense what your fans' level of embracing the brand is? And you guys came east to play some of the bigger names in the ACC. They'll be coming to your place next year. Is there an excitement level for that?
I think so. I felt like we had good turnouts. Like the first weekend, we had students in Virginia and Virginia Tech, and I thought those were good crowds too. So I think there is a level of excitement, and there's not yet to find high major basketball on the West Coast. You have to live in LA or the Pacific Northwest, Eugene or Seattle. So I think there will be, and obviously those teams coming out, like, you know, I'm 55, but I got a chance at when our practice. We didn't play well at Duke, but we had Coach K at our practice, so I might have been a little distracted. That's what I say. It's a pretty big time deal. Yeah.
Last question.
Stephen Arthur, Virginia Tech Television. Coach, Sellers went 4 for 6 from beyond the arc. How did you like his ability to shoot from three-point range throughout the tournament? I
can't remember what he did last night, but I love him. Love anytime he gets an open look. He's got the greenest of green lights. His last one he hit was it was a no. Okay, so and he puts his time into his craft. He's getting better. You know, and it was a good opportunity for him. This guy I've known since 8th grade. He's a Bay Area kid. Competed against him at SC where he was a 4th or 5th perimeter guy, and I kind of believe that he had something to prosper. And to see him go from a guy that played maybe 12, 13 minutes a game in the Pac-12 to be able to play 30-plus minutes and a guy we count on every night. He's worked hard to put himself in that position and really took advantage of it, and we couldn't be more happy to have him at Stanford.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Is anyone planning to go back to the Stanford locker room? We can keep it open, but if there's no one's going back, we'll close it up.